Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the 2K19 My GM Saga. Last episode we finished out the off season and played our first game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Didn't exactly go very well, but we're gonna move on from that. It was the first game of a brand new team in the NBA. Even though we lost by a ton, I'm still liking how the team is coming along. I mean, we have Clint Capella locking down the middle. Two young guards that can really play in Doncic and Hart. We got Jordan Bell, Nerlens Noel, Joe Harris. We have a pretty solid team. I also sent down Chandler Hutchinson to the G League, so hopefully his overall will improve in the next couple of seasons. But besides that, I think we're just going to simulate a couple games today. I think I'm going to do 3 or 4 weeks because I really want to get through this November 21st matchup against the Seattle Supersonics. This is easily the team that I want to face first. Wow, they're projected to lose $326 million just in luxury tax alone. Crazy stuff over there, but they've got a pretty good team. Reggie Jackson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Whiteside, and Dwight Howard off the bench. So that's the matchup I'm really looking forward to. I guarantee you there's going to be some sort of storyline dealing with that. But before that, I do want to address some things in the lineup. Royce O'Neal isn't really doing much for us, so I'm actually going to replace him with Joe Harris in the starting lineup. So I'm going to lower his minutes, move him in front of Corey Joseph, and I'm going to bump up the minutes of Joe Harris to get him in the starting lineup. Like Doncic, Hart, Bell, and Capella, just wanted to change that out. Looking at our offense, I want to push the tempo. We have a very fast-paced team, so we're going to do shoot at will, and we're going to do play through start. Offensive rebounding we're not going to worry about. We're going to limit perimeter shots, physical defense, and crash the glass. Justin Jackson's still out with that broken right ankle, but besides that, that should be all for right now. I was looking at the draft class, and for some reason they just imported random people. I don't know if the storyline's going to go on with this, but right now we're projected. They haven't really updated at all, so we're still at the very bottom. We'll have to play a couple games, see where they project us to be at the end of the season. But besides that, there's really not much to go on. Big thing is Katie's now on the Pacers, which scares the crap out of me now that we have to deal with him, Oladipo, and Miles Turner on the same team. But either way, we're probably going to simulate right now up until the Bucks game on the 3rd. I'll give some recaps and I'll bring you guys in for any important storylines along the way. So guys, 1-3 in our next couple games. Our only win against the Utah Jazz. We lost to the Kings. Luka Doncic had a pretty good night, but the shooting is really the main concern right now. Josh Hart went 7 of 25, 1 of 8 from three-point land, so we have a lot to work on that. We lost to the Timberwolves. Clint Capella did well, but yet again, Doncic and Josh Hart not shooting very well from the field. Jordan Bell put in some good production from us, so did Nerlens Noel. Against the Knicks, Kristaps killed us. Doncic did well, and yet again, the shooting is the major concern with Josh Hart. But we did take a win against the Utah Jazz, a pretty sizable one, surprisingly, 115-90. Looking at that, Donovan Mitchell did pretty well. Josh Hart and Doncic really had bounce-back games, 29, 8, and 5. 13, 12, and 10 for Nerlens Noel. Capella put in 14 rebounds as well. But we have a lot to look at here, mainly the game plan. I don't know why they keep moving Frank Jackson into the lineup. I need to put Josh Hart into the starting lineup, and he needs to stay there. There's got to be a setting for that somewhere. It's not in here. Wouldn't it be in my GM settings? Or maybe it's in the regular settings. No. Oh, it's probably in coach settings. Yeah, the adaptive coaching engine. Turn that crap off. So now we can adjust the lineup and not have the CPU go back and adjust it for us. So we need to move Frank Jackson out of the lineup, move Josh Hart back in. Frank Jackson, probably not going to get any minutes. I'm probably going to give him to Joe Harris. Corey Joseph also out for 2 months. He got a torn ligament in his elbow. So we're going to be missing our backup point guard for a little bit. May have to put in Ben McLemore, give him some minutes. But Frank Jackson is not playing. Not a 70 overall. Give Ben McLemore some minutes. We're going to improve the minutes of Josh Hart and Jordan Bell. Give him a minute to Clint Capella as well. And then we'll bolster the bench with some more for Ben McLemore and the rest of them. I'm also thinking of looking at the points of emphasis, mainly moving Josh Hart to the third option and Capella to the second option. Hopefully this will adjust the scoring output that we've been lacking. But either way, we'll move on to these next couple games and see how it goes. Everybody's doing pretty good, couple injuries. But besides that, we should be good to move on. Looking ahead towards that Seattle Supersonics game. Looking at the NBA as a whole right now, we know that KD is on the Pacers, as I said before. The Kings are 4-0, so some wacky stuff is going on. But either way, we're going to go ahead, simulate some more games, and I'll bring you guys back for some more recaps, hopefully with some new wins. So guys, another exactly 1-3 record. We're now 2-7. We won our second game against the Kings pretty handily. Luka put up an insane stat line, nearly a triple-double. Josh Hart with 25. Clint Capella did pretty well alongside him, but then we go back to losing. This is a very streaky team, I've noticed. The Wizards did pretty well. Josh Hart did well, 28 points. Luka struggled, Clint Capella struggled as well. Versus Golden State, Clint Capella dominated, but Joe Harris and Royce O'Neal really struggled. Doncic and Josh Hart got clamped. Oh my goodness, they did horrible. And then Milwaukee, Doncic got 31, but Josh Hart was 5 of 17. There's no way that this can go on. So yet again, I'm gonna have to change something up, because there's no way that we're going to continue to play like this. So it looks like we're going to have to change this to patient offense and pick and roll. Or we can do average tempo and just see how this goes. Besides that, we got Justin Jackson back, so I adjusted the roster for that. And honestly, let's just simulate these next couple games alongside us. Going up against the Memphis Grizzlies, this should be a win. There we go. Oh my goodness, we blew them out. Josh Hart with 35, Doncic with 18 and 11. These are the type of shooting numbers that I want to see. Nothing over 20 for any one player. I mean, we have a lot of good threats on this team. We should be using them accordingly. Justin Jackson in his first game back puts up 10, 2 of 4 from three-point land. Pretty happy with that. Again, against the Grizzlies, we should be able to take this win. And we do 111-100. Doncic with 26, 4, 7, 3 steals, and 4 blocks. I'm so happy that we went with Doncic over someone like Ayton, because one, we got Clint Capella in free agency, but Doncic is someone that can do it all. Ayton, he's not the best defender, but Doncic is an all-around stud. Clint Capella with 26 and 11. Joe Harris with 18. Josh Hart with 17, 6, and 6. Going up against the Charlotte Hornets, we've really sort of turned this around in the last couple games. Josh Hart from Marcus Morris and a pick? No. There we go. Another win. Okay, let's see what we should do here. Should I do something about morale? I think I'm actually going to do +1 progression and durability just to increase those overalls as much as we can. Another win. Derrick Rose now on the Hornets. Josh Hart with another great stat line. 24, 7, and 6. Doncic with 24 and 3. And just overall, very good performances. Kyle O'Quinn struggled. Jackson struggled. Clint Capella, 3 of 20. But we were still somehow able to come out with that win. Next, going up against the Lakers with LeBron. Okay, going up. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. DeMarcus Cousins joined the Lakers? I'm not changing it. We still win against the Lakers have DeMarcus Cousins. I remember they did not sign LeBron in the offseason. So DeMarcus Cousins is a warrior. But Josh Hart, oh my God, look at this stat line from Luka. 29 and 14 assists. Luka is killing it out there. Josh Hart with 33, Clint Capella with the double-double. We have really turned this around. I'm very happy with how we're doing. Let's take a look at the player stats right now. Luka is averaging 22, 4, and 7. He's averaging 22, excuse me, 7 and 6 with a steal and a half and a block per game. Josh Hart averaging 21. Clint Capella averaging a double-double. Sean Kilpatrick, I think he only played one game, but he's still doing very well. Jordan Bell, 9 and 7. Joe Harris, 8. Very balanced attack. Very balanced attack. I'm very happy. Luka is killing it out there. Let's take a look at the rookie report. Luka is dominating out there. The only guy I see as a possible threat to him in the Rookie of the Year campaign would be Marvin Bagley. He's averaging 20 and 10 with a block and a half per game, but I still think Luka with these numbers could easily outdo him. And Luka's not even shooting the ball that well, so once he gets his flow going, that will be really, really scary. So next up against the Portland Trail Blazers, that may be a bit of a problem. A little proposition. Alright, let's hear him out. Why not? I think we could really increase our attendance if we spent some money and ran a promotion. Okay, so let's see here. So 2 points will lead to 8%. So it's pretty much the same ratio no matter what. I always love free t-shirt night. Let's do free t-shirt night. There we go. And nice, we get Bruce's trust back up. Another win. We're on a, what is this? A 5-game win streak. Doncic again with a crazy stat line. Capella with 26. Hart with 24. Kyle O'Quinn with a double-double coming off the bench. We are firing on all cylinders right now. I want to see where we are in the power rankings right now. We have to be going up. What? Seattle's 10 and 3? Are you kidding? We're 16th. How is Seattle 10 and 3? Okay, I need to take a look at the stats for the Supersonics. Reggie Jackson's averaging 23 and 6 a game. Okay, 2K. Same with Dwight Howard, and they got 3 players averaging 18 and 6. Wow, I do not know how to think about that at all. Boston, this is probably a fat L, to be honest with you, because Boston's loaded, but Sargains, okay, so nice. We get to pick our first prospects of the year. I'm honestly just going to go through one by one and just continually scout them. How many do we have available? Okay, so wait, 1, 2, 3. We can do 10 at a time. That's actually pretty good. I remember last year the max you could do is 8. So let's go ahead and scout those guys. And we're facing Boston, and we take Boston down. So a major win streak. Clint Capella, Luka, and Josh Hart struggled, but we shut them down on the off defensive end. Clint Capella and Jordan Bell put in work, and we're 2 games away from facing the Seattle Supersonics, who are 3rd in the power rankings. With this team, this is a team that should not be close to the top 3. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the standings. Why not? Taking a look at the standings real quick. Seattle is number 1 in the Western Conference. I do not understand that whatsoever. Denver's tied with them with a very strange team. I don't know where any of their young guards went. Golden State's 11 and 5. And we are, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are 1 game out from the playoff picture right now. Milwaukee's 11 and 3. Philadelphia's 11 and 4. And besides that, pretty much all the teams are below 500. Power rankings, Seattle's still number 3. We are still number 16. They need to update that. Okay, going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Jordan Bell, I'm not taking that trade. Yeah, I figured we were going to lose to the Spurs. They still have Kawhi Leonard in this, and they are a super team if I've ever seen one. We played well. We honestly did. Josh Hart played well. Luka could have shot the ball better, but yeah, Kawhi was just too much for us. One more game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We lose, unfortunately. Luka shot 30 shots, but had a good game besides that. Josh Hart did well, but they were just too much, to be honest with you. Pushing our guys at practice. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make changes. Let me take a look at the... Okay, I'm going to bump up home intensity to high. And yeah, I'll bump up both of them to high and see how that affects it. So here we go, going up against the Seattle Supersonics. They have moved back in the power rankings. I'm assuming so have we. But this team is pretty bad once you get into the bench. I mean, past Dwight Howard, you have a bunch of big men that can't do anything. TJ McConnell and Sindarius Thornwell. So really not much looking over there. Looking at our stats real quick again. Luka still holding strong. Jordan Bell up to scoring a little bit. Corey Joseph still out for 6 to 8 weeks. But honestly, let's go ahead and just jump right into our Seattle Supersonics game.